probably be eating pretty much all of your food for
I don't know
3 or 4 months when you're doing this diet.
I do like an all. I want to try the all duelist, but I really kind of don't give duelist enough credit in this. So I just want to do all duelist.
You don't have to just have cheat meals all the time. Regular good eating. This is totally good advice. But again, if you're trying to get in shape, you can do better.
The great thing about this diet is that you cannot fail. You don't have to have a good conscience.
Yeah, you just start. That answers a lot of diet questions. Let's get back to the workout.
So I had down a 5-day split. It was actually 3-day plus 2-day split.
3 plus 2 are so good. That definitely adds up to 5.
In the first 3 days, we would work through the whole body once, and then the 2 next days, or the 2 last days, we'd work through the body once again. So we would work through the body 2 times in 5 days.
I guess that makes sense. He described it awkwardly, but whole body in 3 days, fully split somehow, and then whole body again in 2 days. Peace. Very good. Max never missed.
The first exercise of the day is our warm-up. I'm using the salt bike.
The first exercise is a warm-up. Huh. And I thought warm-ups came before the exercises. Okay.
On any day where I'm working out my upper body, I like to warm up with something that activates my upper body as well. So I'm doing 5 minutes on the salt bike.
Well, sorry, I'm watching YouTube while doing this. So I'm trying to do.
Better off moving up with actual weights, like lifting them lighter.
I'm gonna be all good. Yeah. Damn. I've seen other people hold DPS destroyed. I didn't destroy it with that.
Next exercise is a wide grip and resets.
Terrible exercise. Training that you can't be very strong and benefit from this exercise because if you're strong enough, you just pull yourself up off the ground. Machine. But I suppose Gallagher knows not terribly strong. Ratio to your body is good choice.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
So you go close to failure or to failure before you fail, and you get to do knee push-ups. This is really the stuff. This is exactly what I'm sure you can see. Just the numbers. So here. This is good the sugar. And this is one moment. That's good.
Our next exercise, alternating standing double. Make sure to put the time.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
See, I feel like when maybe they lower the damage deep. It's like you melting and the magic was fucking me up too.
Just movement and beat. Then you move into the middle. Take the double in. You make sure not to rotate your spine. Prevent that rotation.
You can totally rotate your spines too. Your
Okay.
spines decide to rotate.
So you go slow, way down, east side, and you go much more explosive, positive.
Your great advice on these central concept. That is no step. You know,
Towards the end of this program, which is starting to superset a lot more. So this is the first superset.
Maybe if I bring them in closer,
And we're
bring
starting
these two in closer.
on a big time bench. That we're
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
so doesn't allow you to affect your technique or violence in action. None of that's being trained. Most trains that for how this amount of time she does. That makes a lot of time between sets. In most cases,
This might have been a bad idea to choose.
So, for example, do some pack live and then you do some double adventure.
Ah,
Which is fun. It's fun routine. This is fine.
when doing your first
I think I need to Punisher more. Maybe. For
Doesn't matter what you your smart.
few them.
It's like that. Up, down, forward, Jeffrey, area back your neck, doing 10 down, double flies together.
and fast way out. So when doing it, make sure that you lower your shoulders and you slowly stretch out as far as you're comfortable with, and then go explosive and
The tips, I would explode out. Just that, just for general American advice.
superset of the day is all about the core. So we're starting with a muscle climber that we're going straight into rotation and kick.
Also, is an exercise that you cannot miss, as there's too many weights activities. It's like Irish trains,
Looks like we're ready to go to battle. You got them all.
Nice. But at least I'm destroying them quick.
Rotation that kick. Make sure that
Get that damage faster.
take the hit in with the
there are some more time that these trainers like eating, like eating abdominal flexion, eating this crunch. It's
and kick on the opposite side and make sure that your leg is not touched the floor.
Damn, dude, they're not gonna be.
I've a lot of education, taught a lot of classes.
That's it. That's one of the days from the whole wonderful. Obviously, different weeks. Yeah, this is a tough one. I'm still super impressed with how Gal this program on a weekly basis. And as you can tell, she looks great. She does not look the part. You know,
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
This dude went off the fucking tank. I mean, the damage is there, it's just not enough.
if you like the video, if you want to see the full program, it's online at that.com.
And this method has here a ton of engineers to help construct an army of all these years of education.
There we go.
Sack training for today's top star. Train just like Gallo, Michelle, Kendra, James, Alex Skarsgård, Jay, Gary, interesting, and I train them and I train them. Give full access to data just
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
okay, so.
Yeah, I don't think the old DPS is working. I do not think it's working. Yeah, I'm sure.
But Magnus knows folks. Stuff.
Do any people actually even synergize with each other?
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
See, and the problem is they're stepping up to shoot the back line too, which I guess is good, but well, that was nice. Okay, the sniper's starting to go off. Actually gonna win one? Oh my gosh. That had been the other dude who sucked. I don't know. Because the other dude has 36, that dude has more health than 36.
I'm sorry.
Yes, that sounds great.
Nonsense. Do these people know? Hey folks, I'm Dr. Mendes, General Medicine's organization. So exercises and what's else. It runs, and I am the creator of the automated training. I am the crazy.
She likes to step up and shoot the healers anyway, so.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Damn, he just like shredded me. And like, I'm not shredding nobody. Fucking Dr. Mike Boyer. Bro, see, this is what I'm tired of. Why does it keep turning my fucking microphone to my controller? It's pissing me off. The whole time I've been talking. Just wants to fuck me. Anyway, the all DPS isn't working like I thought it would. That's what I was saying earlier. But then I actually won one, and I was like, maybe it can't. Yeah, we'll see.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle. You got them all!
Upper body pulling and lower body pushing. This is a very strange way to construct a split, and I'll tell you why. There are exercises like gate rows, bed rows, almost any kind of row, almost every kind of stiff leg lifting heavy leg, which are severely tax your posterior that, but also tax other parts.
So I kind of wish I didn't win that one because I would still have a loss streak that gave me more.
Back is a big limiting factor in many cases. So what I would like to see, and is much more commonly done for sort of obvious reasons, is push upper and lower, which means pressing exercises and then exercises mostly for your quads, like squats, leg press, etc. And then on the other day, pulling exercises with lower body goals as well, still bringing them up to right, deadlifts, things like that. And when we talk about
Excuse me.
Posture is
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Wow. That's pretty good. That Ash's ooh is fucking destroying, dude. That must have been one of the top two that I just beat. Or 33 or 34.
Why we use this particular exercise?
Spine and overhead hold. Why do we use this particular exercise, Mr. Wayne?
Is the chaos that you have to control.
But it's the chaos you have to control. No, my friend. If you open up your gym door and 3 Rottweilers run in, that's chaos you have to control. This is laying down the band all around your body. It's a shape into it. Barely any grip.
In fact, he has to hold that band apart. It really accentuates the muscles that have to be on to stay tall.
So you want to accentuate the muscles that have to be on to stay tall. Otherwise, you can accentuate the ones that keep you short. Short calls no offense, but that's a bad thing.
Absolutely.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
My magic didn't die so quick. That'd be very helpful. I'll ever beat the all tank.
Is nonsense. Almost any breathing technique that doesn't involve asana meditation is fucking nonsense. Evolution designed you to breathe. You do breathe fucking well. Believe it or not, you do it automatically. This is high grade BS, and that dual guard crap is not a great one for the posterior chain. You know what is great one for the posterior chain? Deadlifting. It's stiff like a deadlift. Back rows. And any other exercise that uses the posterior chain. I'm sorry, what? Don't let your breath get stuck in your neck. You would die if that happened. It always goes to your lungs. Peak nonsense when the change works. After like 7 episodes of whatever the fuck exercise science show we got on this channel, we're here. You're gonna die of not being able to breathe properly if you're not doing some bullshit. Kill me, Scott the video guy. Wait.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Oh shit.
Mind the exploding plasma.
Honestly, if I can get something to boost magic, like teleporting, that'd be great. If I can get her ult quicker too.
What's happening here isn't stretching, it's warming up, and it probably does precisely the following now. Diddly dick.
Emotions. What happened is that
He sucks. He's dive bombing onto his chest. He's pressing up asymmetric. He's a little bar F thing in case you want to hurt your chest dive bombing. I got an idea. Control the eccentric. You have to have that stupid thing on there. Limiting range of motion, limiting the eccentric load, limiting the stretch, limiting your growth.
Damn, I was not expecting this many to pop up. I was thinking about buying one thing, you know, if I got one, and then just 3 popped up there. If I could just get that on the fucking first thing, I would have to spend one thing to do it.
now, as Chad sets up for his push-up, I have the perfect flank position. I'm gonna get you to bring your chin. There you go. So now,
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
You don't want to be anywhere else.
Mind the exploding plasma.
I'm doing this my way!
I'll kill you
may not have a person climber and in your gym. Still work on your cross-body pattern.
Cross-body patterning, a make-believe term by a person who does not have an advanced degree in coaching athletes.
Here's a couple of exercises that I love when you don't have personal
Bear crawl.
Chad's doing this bear crawl and I figure 8 patterns of moving on the ground.
I see. I've done this once to great effect. I paid my regular 380-pound dominatrix to put a ball gag in my mouth where I severely rolled on the ground in front of her in any manner my mistress desired. That was fun, but outside of that context, this is a lot of embarrassment the dominatrix can provide. Well, not a big sexual thing. Kidding, by the way. She was boyfriend.
Notice I put on here Chad back and then just mindful of
I can't believe this is happening. He's putting an object on the guy's back to demonstrate that his back is so stable and so plateau-like. What are we even doing here? I know we're trying to lift weights so we can look like Martin Clark.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle. You got them all!
No way. He just used the bear crawl as a initiation to four-point mountain climber in the middle of the world. He did the next world. God, strike me down.
now that we finished our warm-up and our body's ready to go. Let's do day game.
Now that we finished our warm-up 10 fucking years later, maybe it will work out. Barbell floor press. Dead bug. This is if you want to limit the stretching on your chest and triceps because the floor is your
Nice.
thus limiting the muscle yield of this exercise and also to further reduce the load. Making your muscle
30% ultimate is getting
distract
great.
yourself with some weird dead bug bullshit with your feet. Classic Hollywood nonsense. This is actually the workout.
Chad, squeeze low back to the ground or push the bar up.
So squeeze his low back to the ground. We're training here. This is
Control, drop your leg, hover on the ground.
This isn't even lifting weights anymore. This is like a circus act. No entertainment. Good God.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Still a warm-up or not? I can't tell.
We're ring of pocket. What the?
Mind the exploding plasma!
I'm doing this my way!
Nice.
Born again!
Oh, he almost got that off.
You got them all!
Exercise has any hypertrophic yield, which is basically not true. He's actually leveraging in such a way the band tension reduces as he goes down, but he's even making it worse by extending his hand forward. So at the very point that the hamstring is most likely to be growing, which is at the very bottom stretch, he is reducing the amount of I can't stand this shit.
After those two, I always throw in a corrective exercise.
Always have to throw in a corrective exercise. This is just day one stuff, guys.
So build the farmer's walk and figure 8 pattern.
Oh my God. Scott 389 isn't such a quick joke. This is real workout. Figure 8 walks. An unbelievably light load in the farmer's gear to give you nothing at all. Motherfucker, I get better training lugging my grocery through a car. Literally, in every respect, it's a length pattern, it's more distance, and I sure as shit have more grocery. That's my kettlebells. This is just wasting energy. Sorry I've been so light on the exercise science. There is no f***ing science in it.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Kettlebell deadlift.
Mind the exploding
Leave
plasma!
them to Khonshu! Here's a circle! I'm doing this my way!
Would he die? Did I finish that? Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I just saw his body dropping. I was like, oh, fuck.
Is he getting out of a fucking kettlebell? I submit to you that the answer is very little. That makes sense.
Now I've been on a win streak, which is great. Dude, all DPS is the thing. You just have to get the right shit. Like, once you get the right shit to build, and once you get to, like, the 20 and the 40, and you start getting the better stuff you can buy, it fucking ramps up so fucking fast. As long as you can survive to get there.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Here's how you leave them to
Load
consume.
exploding plasma.
Berserker! Rage! I'm doing this my way.
The ult's just going
Here's how you shoot.
Oh, he's almost dead. I'm sorry, Dr. Tudor. That's for you, yeah. Maybe all DPS is the way. I think it also depends what DPSs you have. I feel like certain DPSs would not be good. I think having a good thing of like 2 melee, like 2 mid-range ones and 2 long-range ones is... I feel like I have to be running out of things to buy. I need 2 more of those 3s. I have all the 5s except this one and this one. I probably have all the gold ones. I don't know how many gold ones there are, but I'm gonna say probably put like 5 in the game. But 3 or 5 seems like a good number. Maybe 7, but I don't think so. Because I feel like I would have seen another one by now.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
I'm doing this my way.
Plasma.
Leave them to Khonshu.
Also, I think changing up my thing to the layout I have now is better than when I had them all spread out.
Yes, that's being out of breath. By the way, Mr. Wynn, you're not breathing properly. I didn't see the bells and that stuff. You're gonna die soon.
The heart's not pumping. Maybe you want to pick a rope that
I prefer a thick rope. Wait, did I need rope? No, I didn't.
Ooh, there's another 3 one.
Thicker and longer. Black rope. Am I allowed to say that's
Ooh,
not the
one more. One more. One more. Oh, I wish it wasn't the 10, but we'll take it. I was trying to stay at the 50 so I can get more points. How's Dr. Tudor still alive? Has he been winning? He's been at 4 health for a long time. He must have been... No, because he only has 1 win. How did he lose and not die then? Unless he hasn't been fighting somehow. I don't know how that'd be
Looks like
possible.
we're ready to go to battle.
I really don't care about the grenade. I think I may have watched this one before. Maybe not. I don't think so. I think I passed out all of them. Let me see. I need 1 more of that 3. I need 2 more of those, 4 more of those.
And Sam's training videos, he's all the rage on the YouTubes. And even though a slight misunderstanding of the law prevents me from interacting with people in their early 20s, especially with that weird locker room experience, I will get into.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
This training and see if we can get some
Mind the exploding plasma!
Leave them to conscience.
Oh yeah, they're all in that too. Come on, Conchu, fuck them up. My Magic and Wolverine are just fucking not dying, dude.
Mind the exploding plasma!
You shoot, Berserker!
We're just now Mosquito. How is Dr. Tudor not dead? He has. Okay, finally. I was gonna say. I'm getting near the end, so I might as well push through and try to find them. I'm only losing 1 point. When I go under that. When I go under a 10 mount. Oh.
So that's actually really smart. If you grab the handle high up, the leverage advantage is yours. You have lower internal force.
That's all DPS.
Looks like
It's
we're
actually
ready
pretty
to go
fucking
to
neat.
battle.
Higher turbo forces, you grab the handle lower.
Ooh. My damage for some reason was super low there? That's weird. Did he... what? Did they change something? Maybe we gotta upgrade the health around a lot. How, the Loki clones, I think that's it. Look at those, how many Loki clones do you have? I got minus 10 there? What?
Sam just passed like a very basic G-9 test. Look it up. A lot of bodybuilders would not have said all that and it made any sense.
I could've just made it to my ults.
Reach here, Sam. Amazing. Just at least sometime. So the first set will do the lower handle. Depending on how strong I am, I'll stay there until I think the higher handle will be better. Okay. This isn't terrible. But for better results, stay firm. I have a couple tips for Mr. Sam. One is to control the eccentric, the downward motion, considerably more. It's very growth promoting, and because controlling it more asks your muscles to work harder. It's harder to control. It provides a great deal of
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
go as deep as possible.
I'm doing this my way.
Very good effect, but the control on the eccentric is not a lot.
He might change something up here, so I might change
Stretch at
something
the
up.
bottom is just not happening. If he changed those two things, the good news, he would have to no longer use 6 plates, he could use about 4.
Do I have all of them
The
though?
actual muscle growth stimulus would be
I think I
at least
do.
as high, probably higher. For
It's probably all of the things you can get.
any given number of sets he performs. In addition to that, the impact on the joints and connective tissues would be low, so it would actually keep him healthier, musculoskeletally, for longer. I think he's like in his early 20s, so he probably doesn't give a flying about staying super healthy.
Yeah, he's definitely changing it up.
It's some shit. When you're getting into your late 20s, early 30s, someone's like, all right, you're on IFB Pro stage.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
And I do know
Come on, Magic, make your ult,
Mind
please.
the exploding plasma!
Yes.
Leave them to
Yes.
conscience.
Mind the exploding plasma!
Here's I'm doing this my way.
Kill him. So he has a chance to come back. See if it's moving shit.
Yeah, another problem with such inconsistent range of motion is it's very difficult to determine where failure is. He seems to just be like, when he's really, really tired, he gives up, which is also totally cool, but it can create some variation training session to training session. And ideally, what you want to do is have as little variation as possible, but for the variables you control. The load, you vary. The repetition.
I think he was going to, but he's probably buying shit first.
Everything else should be as consistent as possible to deliver the same.
Oh, yeah, he moved them all over there.
That leads to predictability. It leads to awesome, consistent gains, minimizing intruders. If your failure point is kind of like,
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle. Mind the exploding plasma!
I'm doing this my way.
Nice. Nice, I got a win!
Success! You did great!
For something like a squatter like eyesight isn't so important now. For something like a bicep, even 1 second of totally centric movement is such a short amplitude movement. But yeah, I would like to see him totally centric movement more ideally.
No actual lap pull down at this gym. Not awesome, but
That's how the and this is not a critique on Sam at all. This is a critique on the gym he's at. How do you not have a lap pull down? I mean, holy shit. That's like the top 5 machines you would ever order for a gym. That's kind of insane. I wonder if they have an assisted pull-up or something. Maybe it's broken.
seeing lap pull downs, especially with a stack that is heavy. It's heavy, I mean, it'll stay once you want.
Okay, so we're doing single arm instead. Wise choice. Yeah, same critique as before.
Man, it really wants you to like level up quite a bit.
In the single arm lap pull down especially, because you're off-center machine.
That all DPS was crazy. I'm not gonna do it again because I'm gonna try something different this time.
Time to select your champions. Choose wisely.
Really up there, really stretch everything out, and then come
Who's
down
good?
to
Iron Man, Ultron,
optimize this. What Sam is doing
her, Doctor Strange.
moving weight around. It's fun to be young and jacked and strong as fuck and just like bully the weight. It's
Penny.
It's effective too. But the ratio of stimulus to fatigue and the ratio of stimulus to injury probably
Invisible Woman,
not so close tight.
Rocket.
This is good. It's okay, but it can be done better by building that slowly centric. Controlling the weight at all times and big stretch maybe for a second to relax with the air at the top and then crunch down. Totally keep that powerfully and explosively. That's awesome. Not a lot of energy in the gym. Great. You don't have to do it.
These powers
but
fascinate
it doesn't
me.
hurt.
I
It's
must
just
learn more.
centric. Want to control and go a little bit slower and get that full range of motion.
Like I said, I'm gonna do something upper back biased. So, these are gonna be
I don't know.
essentially seated rows. Right, one kick, one handle for each arm. It's not just pulling towards my body. Right, the cables are kind of wide. So not only am I getting like a good rowing sensation, I'm also kind of pulling towards my like my medial line of my body. Right? So it's like combining I don't know what it's like combining, right? But it's basically
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
So one, yes.
Some machines are designed to, most machines are designed to a straight line. I've seen some machines
You got them all!
that tends to engage the very high
Ooh, that sounds good. Get that.
and the rear delts a ton. I have seen very few machines that have you pull in. It's a little bit awkward, but I think if you're pulling in, you can get a little bit more lat activation, all because the lat's kind of technical as well as back. The rule with these kinds of setups and modification with specific angles is it all goes down to SFR, in this case, stimulus to fatigue ratio. What does that mean? Science, man, shut up and use American words. If you feel a crazy amount of tension where you want it for that exercise, if you're getting a crazy burn in the muscles with high reps,
They're not really gonna work on the Vanguard at all.
if you're getting mega fucking psychotic pumps, and if it gets you sore and really beat up in that area, and your joints feel good about it, there's kind of no wrong answers. Like if you're doing some kind of lunge and someone says it doesn't target the glutes, but your glutes get crazy tension during the movement, they get a burn in high reps, they get psychotic glute pump, which of course instantly
Okay.
injures the lat.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
In the locker room, and you go, hey, good.
That should be swap right
Whatever that person said about the lunges don't hit the glutes is actually just wrong. It's inherent.
of both worlds.
So, I can critique Sam. So let's set up here in the row.
How has nobody lost
You
points,
can check all those
right?
boxes. It's golden, like, get even
Didn't I find somebody that first match? They should have lost points. Unless they just won there. It looked like everybody was at 50 there.
But, that's just
We're gonna get that because it's pretty good to get for the Vanguard.
strangers, myself, at the gym. We should take pictures of the guys. Yeah, and I'll just keep doing it. If you guys like this stuff a whole lot, the extended, much less edited edition
Does dude just have nobody? I think they left. I'm so glad we finally got a fucking #1 win though. We got that first place. I think all DPS is just kind of broken once you actually get it built and you place them in the right spots. Anything with ability plus, you need to get. You need to get that ability plus.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
I think I haven't tried this yet, getting rid of somebody for somebody new. But I think I need to get rid of Rocket. I don't think he helps that much for another tank. No, but I wanted to do 3 healer.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Oh, they actually shoot the Onk, unlike real teammates.
Pulse charge! Fire!
I think I can actually move Loki up, because if he uses that thing in the beginning, I'll put him there actually.
Yeah, not ideal bench press technique here on the incline. Hand positioning looks very good. The lockout at the top, close to lockout is totally fine. The eccentric is notably faster than the concentric, which is backwards. You want a slow control eccentric, and then a slightly more explosive or normal speed concentric. And again, huge gains are made when you stretch a muscle under load a ton. And so if he can slow down that barbell, reach all the way down to his chest, gently pause at the bottom for a split second, and then come back up, first of all, he will probably...
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
They hit that off the beginning. I need to start saving up money.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Fucking cold turns the fuck out of him, man. That's cool.
Ultron reigns supreme! Your powers are mine! Pulse charge, fire!
Okay, so he stole his ult. I don't know if I have left alive. What, 2 people? Damn, dude. Damn, dude.
On the bar on a flat bench, and I would do a set of like 15 push-ups. I would rest 2 minutes, and then I would do my first set, working set of 315 for like 10 to 12 or something. Being moronic. So when I critique Sam Sulik and folks like him, please understand that I've made all of these mistakes. But now I'm brave and wise. So yeah, I've done worse than this. So it's great that he's warming up and all. No, I did like a 15-minute cable warm-up. 15-minute cable warm-up is excessive. I take back everything I said. Bicep push-ups, like baseball stop rows, a little bit like crossbodies.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Be honest.
He all tanks, so it's like annoying thing. All of them are almost dead. You guys just got
The
this.
perfect hit!
Oh, it's got fucking spider. Oh, spider web.
You know, slightly counter intuitive to the general populace, to the point where people might look at you and say, "You're killer." If that works for you, if for whatever reason, if you're doing some kind of weird bicep curl or some kind of weird something, I can't really think of it right now, but you can feel some crazy fatigue in the targeted muscle you're working at. I love it. Preach the good words, sir. And you get a crazy pump, and then also you're making gains. And guess what? That's perfect for you. Right there.
What if I move Loki out?
On board with that 100%.
Move her here.
Yeah, again, same critique.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
She flies.
Pulse charge, fire! Maximum pulse!
Oh, he was almost dead,
Pulse
dude.
charge,
How do they heal so fast? Oh my gosh. Please, you got this. Beat that out more like you got it. Why? What are you doing, Iron Man? Oh my god! Sliver of health! Oh god, Iron Man, dude. You need to attack that dude a lot faster. Holy shit.
Nothing terribly wrong with that, but if he sat straighter and really lifted his chest up, he could really isolate the packs and make that work most. So in terms of the stretched position, my ears are fluttering. Go on. Look back, Dick. That wasn't the stretch position, Sam. Maybe for him it was. I'd love to see what his technique would look like. Well, Mr. Jared finally got a chance to train with him. Really push him in that direction. That would be really fun. Alright, so that concludes the Sam Sulik video review. I think Sam seems like a very intelligent person. He seems like he's super excited about the gym and making gains.
I was gonna go to the gym, but I think I might just take my dumbbell at work, do arm workouts today.
Very sound. I would love to see
It's Friday. I can go to the gym tomorrow.
get just in vivid position.
Let's kill him, Magic. Magic is just so annoying.
maximum pulse!
No! Yes! How does he have so much fucking shield? Like, what? She almost had her ult.
Tremble before
Instead of this fucking invisible woman. If they could've got their ult off. It was a close battle. It was a close battle.
The most irresistible thing a man can do is grow a beard. Most guys give up on their beard in their 20s because they can't grow one or it's just passion. But there's an extremely simple solution for that, and that's all thanks
If I can get that Loki thing where he gets like hella clones.
Guys that love this product, just find out for yourself. Like this video and claim this exclusive promo.
What the fuck? I did not press on that ad. I was pressing skip. I feel like this wouldn't be bad to have, actually.
Very good technique. He's got a slow eccentric. He's even taking a loss at the bottom.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Just kidding, his eccentric got faster.
You got them all!
Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for Renaissance Periodization. I am exercise and sports science professor in college in the Bronx, creator of the Army Hypertrophy app, and I'm going to look at some videos of the Trend twins today to see if and how much they know about training. Maybe even some of these special sports supplements. Let's do it.
I think I've watched this one before.
They're identical twins, I guess. There's two of them, and one guy's got cut off sleeves and the other doesn't. They seem to look almost the same. Not so good with faces. Trend twins. I can't believe it's happening. All right, fellas, tell us how to train chest. Shall we get a gross actually matters? I think
Yeah, I think I've seen this one before.
the best part of it is when you have a shirt on, you know, if you get the chest like rounded up and you can see it through a shirt, nobody's right? Nobody. I mean, chests are cool in shirts. So
Artificial help desk developed data to cover such knockoffs that were out there, student knockoffs, and provided a robust report. All kinds of
Okay.
data.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Just get to the whole first. And I literally, my fucking face almost altered. Yes, at least he wasted that.
Born again!
And he wasted that.
Pulse charge!
I am ready to put on a show.
Bro, how's my ult?
Bring on the chaos!
Shields up.
Yeah, shields up. There we go. But you gotta get in that. You gotta get in that as well. Like, why are you not
Pulse
getting in
charge! Fire!
that? Nice.
You got them all.
It's guys up to 6 feet 9 inches and still tougher than
huge problem is a lot of people are not referring to your stretching. Biceps tries to show a video of lying dumbbell curls. They say that looks lame, but in reality, lying dumbbell curls are probably one of the most brutal and effective ways to train your bicep. Downside, you get to flex your ego less than by the dumbbells is an acid prostate. You're not going to flip that. But guess what? I'm saying you get a relative part of it, but you just sticks out beams all night long. It has to do with underwear like Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for restraining. There are 5 things about arm training that everyone gets wrong. Okay, not everyone lets the male title flattery, but it's a lot of people. And I would say it's 5 things about arm training that everyone, pretty much, or most people at some point got wrong or they got right.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
I'm hulking!
I kind of wish they would go for the heal.
Shanti's power!
Time!
By the eye of Agamotto!
They're just gonna be tough to beat. All those fucking vanguards.
biceps and triceps together in the same workout. There is no distinct benefit in that. In fact, if your biceps are
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
I'm
Let's do it again.
The perfect kicks! Yeah!
Pulse charge! Fire!
Here, look.
It's fighter time! Shields up!
Ultron reigns supreme!
Beat him, I thought. I think it's because of the boost I just fucking got. I got 3 of the level 2 boost.
triceps tend to be very strong. And so when you train biceps, you can do 10 sets of biceps and they get sore for a day or 2 and you can do it. You train triceps, they get sore for
That's pretty good.
3 days. And then you're good to go. So if you're always trying to train them together,
I don't really need that bad. I need one more of the one to get to the 20 so I can start getting the fucking gold shit.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Pulse charge! Fire!
Nice. Oh, they just
Maximum
came back.
pulse!
That's not good. Wow.
Your powers unlocked!
How the fuck did they just all come back? I don't get, like, what that is that does that. Like, the
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Pulse charge! Fire!
You got them all!
there we go, that's good. Yes.
It's a kind of singing, isn't it? Playing the body trombone, the skin flute, the meat flute, great instruments, as far as I can tell. In any case, going for a deep stretch, any exercise you use, make sure it's motivating. In most cases, in that deep position, do not rip yourself off. Go for that deep, painful stretch for a second or two, and then go back in. You get more pumps, more soreness, more growth. Downside, you get to flex your ego less than that girl over there by the dumbbells as an acid prostitution out here.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Man, they're really fucking on the hook right now.
Tremble before fire!
Oh, come on, Iron Man. You almost had your roll off. Fuck! He's doing the all DPS. He's got 3 fucking frontline DPS. Not really frontliner. I just mean melee. They wouldn't be frontliners. Wolverine kind of can be, and so can Magic, kind of, if you play it right, but you want to hit backline with them.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle. So I am ready to put on a show. Us against the world. Shield, I am ready to put on a show.
Bring on the chaos!
Ultron reigns supreme!
Us against the world.
Born again!
I also like how my team was just fighting outside the Invisible Woman ult. Fuck, dudes.
It's a search I've done before. And why not share it with others? Bigger forearms contribute massive to arms. So if you want the biggest arms you can, sorry I said that wrong. You want the biggest arms you can have. You should be training forearms diligently. 3 to 6 sets of some kind of forearm curls. There's a bunch of different kinds. Multiple times per week will give you notably bigger forearms. 100%. Alright. Go download the Army Hypertrophy.
I don't know how to change this to make it better.
Multiple preset templates. Focus on arms priority and also take care of the rest of your body. So you can just do them verbatim, change them yourself. It's a fucking sweet out, give it a shot. And if you want more forearm hypertrophy of the more endurance kind, you're gonna need to see and hear something beautiful.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle. I am ready to put on a show.
Pulse charge! Fire!
Bro, my team's just dying.
I am ready
So it's
to
like my
put on
full
a
charge off. He
show.
has ultimate.
Ultron reigns supreme!
Well, you can always try again.
Rise, my friends!
It obviously was not working.
Easy to connect and link. They really know what we need. I am Sharissa and I leveled up my business with Shopify.
Listen to Jack, scientists.
Time to select your champions. Choose wisely.
Almost everyone agrees. Sugar's terrible. Okay, I'll just have to come and speak. No offense at all. Man, I respect you. Super offensive. Long-time professor, support for exercise science, competitive bodybuilder, and competitive jiu-jitsu rep. And today, I'll review the
Oh, catch all of this shit. Pick choose one.
He's not encumbered by
Ultron is the future, and the future is now.
Let's see what Joe Rogan is up to. Let's see if he can run some shit. 3, 2, 1. Joe Rogan.
One of the things that I love about kettlebells is that it promotes functional strength. It promotes the entire body movement as a unit that seems to apply very quickly to athletes.
Yeah, kettlebells are pretty cool for that. I will say that almost everything kettlebells do well.
Do this for now.
Better. If you really like kettlebells, how they make you feel, how the movement is, there's not a goddamn thing wrong with them. But I would say, like, over-indexing on kettlebells as like a first priority of trying to figure out.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
First, there's a lot of people.
My turn now!
I'm gonna try to use this mostly. Since I want him on the front line.
Getting close to failure, moving the weights quickly on the way up, controlled on the way down. That really is kind of the 90% of functional strength. There's nothing more functional about a kettlebell than there is about a dumbbell or a barbell. Most of the function of machines is gained just because you're getting that strength from range of motion and the muscle mass that comes with it. If you want to actually function, if you actually want to function in a sport context, you have to lift weights kind of in any way. Kettlebells, dumbbells, moving weights, machines, and then
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
My turn!
There we go. The whole thing through. Oh, those buttons. Oh, looks good to do damage. Those octopuses. That's good to watch this.
It's entirely purposeless. It looks like the waiter fell down and is still trying to make sure he doesn't spill the rice all over the place. No offense to anyone. This is spilling out my mind.
I think my Iron Man's kind of out, too much out in the open there.
It's not very clear actually as a sports scientist what exactly which system
Ooh.
it is the limiting factor for Turkish kettle. The reality is
Getting all of those. Hell yeah. Taking all that shit.
It's not even a good way to build that real strength. It just tests your over stability and movements like that.
Very best. Jiu-jitsu is just phenomenal for your stability, your core, and for your ability to get out from under the bottom in a lot of positions. It's just a phenomenal work.
Once you can heal that way,
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
My turn now!
Wow, my Iron Man almost doesn't know what I did. My Iron Man is getting his ass kicked every time I feel it. I lost this one.
It's spider time!
600 pounds for reps. I'm running away because there's not as much jiu-jitsu as will work on him as is typically intended. That's why we have weight classes in jiu-jitsu. That's why we have drug testing in jiu-jitsu. That's one of the reasons why Mark Ryan gets living shit out of everyone, because he's just bigger and stronger in a way that Turkish get-ups cannot get you. How do I say this without embarrassing myself? I've got really, really strong arms, but when I reach for stuff, sometimes it slips away from me. I get these, my forearms just aren't that strong. And so when I'm trying to bent roll a lot of weight and get really strong and jacked for jiu-jitsu and hurt people, yeah, my back's getting a good workout, so are my shoulders and arms.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
This is what I've looked at for years.
My turn now!
You got
hand will snap off before that first grip lets go. So if you want an awesome enhancement tool, especially if you're advanced, especially if you're really strong, especially if you get a lot of grip work from other stuff, first grip's really awesome. It'll come, save money, there's links in the description. That shit. Now, back to our regular stuff. Yeah, but does this not? Yeah. Let's go. What's this guy's name? What is he known for? I've seen his face everywhere. Comedian actor. The last video. Oh, I got you. That's right. The last video.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Brian Johnson longevity video.
My
TRT is cool. Make me a video on channel about shooting. TRT is TRT right video. I would highly recommend you watch it because I think it's pretty informative. Try it anyway. But the thing with TRT is that it can be absolutely transformational if you need it. But if you get your test levels back, then they're totally normal. You probably don't need it. And one of two things will happen. You'll take it and all of a sudden nasty side effects and waste your money and have to inject yourself all the time for no reason. Or you'll take the TRT and the injections are fine and everything's fine, it's not a bother, but nothing will happen. So I have you take it. TRT is awesome if you need it.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
My
You got them all!
If they're very low, bringing them up to cover them beyond is going to do wonders for
Oh, actually, was that I should have got Final Illusion if that's what I think it was. That's fine. I'm sure it'll pop back up at some point.
Anytime in life is fine to get checked for tests, but it's really in your 40s, a little beyond that, that you might start thinking TRT is something to look into, and then you go get that test checked and talk to your doctor.
The key to doing those and doing it correctly. You're supposed to go to a doctor that's going to test your blood levels, test your nutrient levels, and adjust your diet first. Bullshit.
In the back of the Gold's Gym, there's a guy named Phil there. He looks kind of weird, but he's cool, trust me. You ask for all his best shit, you pay whatever in cash, and don't ever do alcohol swabs or fresh needles. You just gotta go right to the chase and do the dumbest shit in the world.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
my
One is what's causing the problems with testosterone is the fact that you're stressed about your life. You barely sleep. You eat like total shit. You drink like a fish, etc. If you simply cleaned up your goddamn life, you wouldn't need TRT because there's nothing wrong with your testosterone to begin with. All the bad shit you're feeling, all the bad health facts are from life circumstances. And if we put you on TRT, that's not gonna fix shit. Second thing that can happen is your test levels might be low as measured, but it's because you're undersleeping like crazy, you're super overstressed, your diet is all shit, etc. So if we can take care of all those things, come back in a few months, test your
Looks like we're
test your
ready
test
to go to
levels,
battle.
examine what your test levels are again. TRT is not bandage.
It's close.
Like shit, and they're basically booze hounds. If you cut a lot of that shit down substantially and improve your life, you may not need TRT. If you do improve your life, and they measure your test again, and it's still low, and you still feel a lot of those bad symptoms, you'll feel way less once you clean up your life, then they're like, okay, great. Then they give you TRT, and then you're living your best life. Super, super awesome.
My workout, I schedule every Sunday. I schedule everything that I'm going to do during the week. I say I have to do yoga 2 times this week. I have to lift weights
this week. I have to run twice this week, and however I fit that in, I fit it in.
That's a really good idea. A lot of people have trouble sticking to exercise programs. When you ask them, like, oh, what's your program? They're like, well, it's kind of, I don't know, kind of varies. You're like, do you even know what is on the agenda? No. Joe seems to be more attentive to my ability.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
And then...
My
I love it when it makes you fight the same people regularly.
The God of Thunder!
I just lost you, you're gonna make me play him blank. It's crazy.
Pulse charge!
He's actually close though. Well, not close, but closer than the last one we went.
If you really want to know like what's good for you and what's bad for you, I always say, listen to jacked scientists.
Thanks, Joe.
Those are the guys who are going to tell you, like, these are the foods that are actually good for you, these are the foods that, and almost everyone agrees. Sugar's terrible for you.
Okay, I'll just have to come out swinging. Joe Rogan, no offense at all. You're the man, and my respect for you is at a super massive level. How do I say this without coming off cocky? Get all for jokes. I am almost certainly the most jacked scientist of all the people that Joe Rogan
Oh, it's
is
for
talking
fucking
about.
Vanguard. I didn't mean by that. That's alright.
More jacked than me in that regard. And almost all scientists say that sugar is totally fine, being that it not bringing in a ton of excess calories. And that's how sugar is bad. We also eating a ton of
Looks like
processed
we're
garbage
ready to
is
go
really
to
bad.
battle.
Processed garbage, protein, sugar.
My
And fats, like, it's all dog shit. So you're consuming sugar from alternatives. So it's not an excess calories. Almost unanimously the same. Actually, research scientific community said it's not the same. Is that sugar what really matters is having them in moderation, in a balance, making sure your calories are not excessive so that you're lean and a body weight that allows you to be healthy. That's really just about, you know, it's just true. It is what it is. And I really am curious to see what jacked scientists he's talking about. Because again, are they that jacked? I don't know what the background is that, but yeah.
And then you get into the more controversial areas of seed oils.
I'll just say it right now. Seed oils are not controversial. Seed oils are only controversial in the small niche community of typically extremely right-wing folks that seem to be really upset about seed oils for some reason. No offense to the right wing. Y'all are great. Kill me when the revolution happens. Seed oils. No controversy. If you look at the empirical literature, and there's been a lot of them, just go to PubMed. And you look at systematic reviews, narrative reviews,
That'd be good.
analyses, any kind of
I
comprehensive
hope it doesn't die as fast.
you're going to realize that you've got to study this lesson in the ground, and there's not a goddamn thing wrong with seed oils. Totally fine and totally healthy in most contexts. Now, people will say, well, look, like, you know, McDonald's French fry grease is made of seed oil. Yeah, it is. But it's got a couple other things. Trans fats and other
Looks
things.
like we're ready to go to battle.
Each thing of fries is 900 calories.
My
Folks, there's still more videos to watch, more fun to be had, and more things to learn, I hope. But there is an extended cut of this video with raunchy, nasty shit we just couldn't show you on regular YouTube. We have a members area for that, but also has tons of other cool stuff. It doesn't cost a ton of money. It's great value. Click around, see if you like it.
I wanted to get a full breakdown of Joe's.
Is that Joe Rogan? Is that me? Dude, I get a lot of shit on my social media. Like, oh my god, it's Dana White. Like, excuse me, sir. Yes, you. Do you think all bald people look the same? I got it. Parts of your brain that are missing. Big deal.
I wanted to get a full breakdown of Joe's food program. It's almost all me.
Oh. A lot of jokes there. I'll shut up. Let's hear more about Joe's diet.
My entire day was like 95% milk. Started back on the carnivore diet, like one of the first things that I noticed, like almost immediately, was that I had an extra gear for my energy levels are completely flat throughout the day. There's no crashes, no peaks and valleys.
Yeah. The good thing is the carnivore diet can keep your energy levels relatively stable. The bad thing is the carnivore diet, how do I put this? Carbohydrates are the undisputed forever king of performance nutrition.
Looks like like we're ready to go to battle.
Running.
I was right. Probably not. I got worse. That's how I was looking out before that.
Your powers are mine! Bring on the chaos!
Shields up!
Ha-ha! Problem solved! Ha-ha! Whoa!
His ult looks like it's doing nothing.
Pulse charge!
Shields up!
Fire!
Wow, that full charge hit nobody, Iron Man.
Maximum pulse!
And his full charge killed 2 of my guys.
Maximum
I'm gonna lose
pulse!
this. Of course.
You try that, and all of a sudden, you don't get decent valleys anymore. You just get hungry for your next meal.
If he would have killed that Adam Warlock, like a...
Next meal will be good.
Well, here, actually, he already... I don't know if we'll stop this.
Because of this effect of eating slower digested carbohydrates paired with healthy fats and proteins, you can get a higher level of daily energy, and it's still really, really consistent. If you go straight carnivore, the consistency is not natural. On average, for most people, you're going to be a lower level of energy. You do your jiu-jitsu matches, you gas out faster, there's just not as much move. No way to. All right, folks, that was really fun. Again, huge mega respect to Joe. I could be wrong about everything I said. Sharing my opinion, I believe to be true. Joe really gives a shit. He really cares about his diet. He tries really hard in his training. And I will say that as far as perception is concerned, internet
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Joe is maybe one of the most open-minded.
My
Horrible ult. Nothing just fucking helps me.
If you want to try some kettlebells, sweet, give it a shot. If you want to try some moderate high carb protocols, you want to try barbells and dumbbells, also sweet. The channel's all about that. Give everything a try. See what works best for you. And let's take some inspiration from Mr. Joe Rogan, who was like 50-something. How old is Joe Rogan? 56 years old. And still crushing it. Joe Rogan, you're the man. You guys are also awesome. And see you guys next time. All right, that was sweet, folks. Right here is a
Here it
video
is.
that YouTube says you should click on because I think it makes YouTube a lot of money. Watch YouTube. Also, it might make us money. I never see that money. This is Mr. Nick.
That's one of the things that...
See you guys next time.
So today I'm celebrating a huge win by deciding to go back to therapy. I'm one of those people who's been in and out of therapy for most of their life. And the reason for that is because I have a really hard time finding a therapist I feel comfortable with. I would spend so much time...
It's actually going to be bad
searching for a
here.
therapist, only to realize after
But
meeting in person that it just wasn't a
I
good
want to
fit.
save up for better stuff for my unique roll thing.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Bring on the chaos! My favorite die! By the eye of Agamotto! Pulse charge! Fire!
Let's get that damage done.
Ha-ha! Problem solved! My chaos! I'm
Is that 2 ults from over there?
Shields up!
Or no, one of them was probably Loki.
fire!
Well, yeah, Loki turned into him. let's go ahead and do this.
You asked, what are the origins of
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
My This is real firepower! Pulse charge! Fire!
Yes, then bam.
Bring on the chaos!
Bam. Bam. Stay in that corner, you little bitch. Let's kill that dude? You called. Oh, yeah, I think I did. So that dude just got knocked out by it.
Shipping scale, because doctors didn't have scale then. They might now. That could weigh me. I was 5. I went to visit my grandparents in Vermont, and they weighed me on a scale. And that was the first time I had ever even thought, oh, there's something with my weight. I remember being in elementary school, and the little kids in preschool, every time I'd walk by them, would be like in awe at my size and talk openly because they were like unfiltered little kids. I remember in school, and I left school at 14, but I remember the feeling of not having a girlfriend or not.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
I gotta watch
Say
this.
something, and if otherwise.
My
You got them all!
Ooh, both these are good. Wish I could get both.
Guys, you get hypertrophy if you do the cat noise at the top. If you don't, this is pointless. And if they come up and try to inquire as to what is amazing,
I think I've seen at least part of this one before.
hey folks, Dr. Mike here for Renaissance Organization. I'm an exercise and sports science professor at Lehman College and the creator of the RV hypertrophy app. And I'm going to be praising Beef Patty's training videos to see if her recommendations are up to muster. The Beef Patty, prepare yourself. Alright, let's see. Can't do a push-up? The Beef Patty can help you out. Let's see what she's saying. Do push-ups. 3 variations.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
My
Shields up!
maximum pulse! Bring on the chaos!
Shields up!
Maximum pulse!
I could get 2 number 1s. I don't want to jinx it. In one day, 2 first places in one day would be great. Let's lock this shit. I don't want that shit. What does this even do again?
we're ready to go to battle.
They're getting a lot of I think they're surviving.
Behold the god of thunder!
Pulse charge! Fire!
Oh my god. We might actually come back. Hold up. Okay.
Problem solved!
This Octopus is doing great damage. Great ult.
He just outlasted it.
Somehow my fucking Mr. Fantastic is still alive.
That's crazy how long that battle lasted. If my healers could have, my DPS could have lived longer, and one healer would have lived longer, I probably could have won that. I kind of want to keep that.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
My pulse charge!
Shield up!
Fire! Problem solved! Bring on the chaos!
Hulk just fucking stunned that dude and be like, hey, yeah, we got you. We got you, bud. You got your ass kicked, okay? Fucking just a stun on him, bro. Put the stun on to stunt on. Start working on my DPS shit. Maybe. No, I definitely do, since I have 3 DPS and...
Okay. Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
If I can get it to 20, I can get the...
Maximum pulse!
Oh, his
Bring on the chaos! Pulse
I think Hulk had his shield on. Nice.
Your powers are mine! Maximum pulse! Problem solved!
Shield up!
Hulk, get back over here.
Disappear!
Bring on the chaos! Light!
Like how he was alive like this and shit. We need to kill that wall.
Born again!
Shields up!
Did it say I lost that? I think it just did. Yeah, it did. think we were trying to say I lost it. Because his guys came back to life. We would have stopped Adam Warlock from fucking bringing him back to life. I would have won that. That's crazy. I think I lost that literally by one person.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
My turn. Pulse charge. Fire.
You got them all.
Because it reduces loading at the stretch and increases loading relatively in contraction of the extension. So it does degrade the hypertrophic value, but it can be a tool for progression, and eventually when you can do real push-ups, you get even more hypertrophy out of them then. And then long resistance band assisted is just another way to set up your band, which makes sense. It suffers a little bit from the reduced hypertrophy with the lack of as much of a stretch at the bottom, but nonetheless, pretty clever, very clever. Will work. Higher safeties equals more assist. Thinner band equals less assist. Yep, makes a lot of sense. And yeah, 2 thumbs up. Not bad. Not bad. Good advice. Let's see what else she has. Dumbbell only leg workout. People are always very curious about this because some folks just have dumbbells, more than one, and it's good to know how if you have only a dumbbell, you know, to get a competent leg workout or really competent leg routine that you can use a few times a week or a few months at a time to get really, really good gains. Excellent goes in there as well. Let's get into it.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
My turn.
Behold the god of thunder!
Pulse charge. Bring on the
Shields up.
chaos.
So much fucking
Behold the
Who
god
is
of
this
thunder!
fucking
Shields up.
By the eye of Agamotto! Behold the god of thunder!
Pulse charge. Fire.
Get him dead. Get him dead. Good shit. Wait, they're gonna
Shields up.
maybe not. Wait, they came back live. They had to come back live.
By the eye of Agamotto!
Bro, I love losing by fucking not having enough people. Fuck.
This is awesome, awesome stuff. And then 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps of, I think that is a dumbbell stiff like a deadlift. She does have a little bit of a curious technique on it when she is in the descent phase, in the eccentric phase. She's bending her knees quite a bit, a little bit more than I would like to see when I keep the back. So straight but not quite. So the eccentric and stretch tension of the hamstring is maximized because that muscle is more lengthened for you. As she comes up,
She's outliving my fucking dude.
exerts a lot of reckless force on the hamstring to contract concentrically.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Especially the stretch at the bottom.
My turn.
Behold the god of thunder!
Bring on the
Fucking
chaos.
door, dude.
Problem solved. Pulse charge. Fire. Problem solved.
By the eye of Agamotto! By the eye of Agamotto!
Shields up.
Pulse charge. Fire. Bring on the chaos. My turn.
Better than that.
Couple players, but in general, not terrible. Just like soccer. Alright, and now we have 45 minutes back raises, 4 sets of 12 to 15. So the first thing I'll say is, if this is all the same leg routine here to experience, probably one amount of hamstring belly nonsense for us. And you won't be able to do this routine very often. I think
don't know how to do more damage. It doesn't completely make me lose this one. There's some like I go a different way.
Looks like we're ready to go to battle.
Wow, dude, that did not help get all my guys in there.
Behold the god of thunder! By the eye of
I forgot about the square and triangle.
Ooh, it's close fight. Got us both down to almost below double digit.
I mean, it was anywhere from 1 fight left to 3 fights left, basically.
They would have called it there.
I'm gonna try to go hit the bags, do an arm workout while I'm at work.
I don't know, man. Quick rob, but whatever.
Love y'all. Stay sexy. I'll see y'all next time.